gym male teacher, and he said that she will be a distraction for the boys. And like Slavana Chamoka said, the school administration decided that girls' clothes is more important than their education. The same day, we learned in sexual education that 2 out of 3 girls talk to their parents about saying no in comparison to 2 out of 5 guys. And so, statistics show that 1 out of 5 females and 1 out of 71 males would be raped in their lifetime. And this could be because of the sexual education that it's given in middle and in high school. In the world, there are 3,588,000,000 males and 3,472 females. From this statistic, 649 million women and 49 million males would be raped in their lifetime. Hopefully, one day we can have the same number of rape victims, males and females, 0. This can only be until we have the proper sexual education. So today we'll be talking about sexual education, the importance of it, how it is biased, and what we can do to prevent more rapes. Because as Nelson Mandela once said, education is the most powerful weapon we can use to change the world. So first, let's talk about sexual education. We all remember the first semester of health class, and the most dreaded subject was about to happen. Sexual education. Now, as a 9th grade girl, all I wanted to do was bury my head in my hands because a male gym teacher was about to talk about the birth and the bee. According to an article from the Center of Disease Control and Prevention, also known as the CDC, accessed in September of 2020, most teenagers receive their formal sexual education before the age of 18. This can be very beneficial only if used properly. Out of the 50 states in the United States, 27 of them have mandated sex education in school. Moving past the point of absolute no that students are taught in high school, sexual education is very important, and it can be important for girls and for boys. This same article mentioned that female teenagers were more likely to talk to their parents about how to say no to sex, methods of birth control, and where to get birth control than male teenagers. So the problem at hand is clearly not the sex part, but the education of it. And so let's move on to see how this said education has erased some historic moments for women. Now that we talked about the actual sexual education in the United States, we can talk about the bias that come with it. According to NYCLU, published in 2012, lessons on reproductive anatomy of basic functions were completely inaccurately, and often they were limited to gender stereotypes and heterosyncratic biases. So, why is this important, you may ask? So, last time I learned about sexual education, and please refer back to the first minute of my speech, sexual relationships happen between 2 people. Actually, the fact that this is important is because of uneducated people, rape is something that we unfortunately still continue to report. According to an article in Market Watch published in September, the U.S. government spends $85 million a year on programs that do not address consent. And these abstinent-only sex education can lead to shame and confusion surrounding sex, which puts youth at higher risk of assault, and it makes it less likely that they will report such abuse. A quote said by Andrea Verga, the founder and CEO of the online sex education program of the O School. Because of this constant bias placed on girls very early on, schools sometimes require dress codes, which is not exactly a uniform, but it decides what a student can wear to school, and sometimes it does include a uniform. According to statistics from the National Sexual Violence Resource Center, a majority of female victims of a complete or attempted rape that said they experienced such victimization early in their life, with nearly 20.8 million victims, or 81.3, said that this happened before the age of 18. So the problem about dress codes is that makes girls guilty for what they're wearing, creating a sense of confusion in both the girls and the boys. According to an article by ADL, a student interview said not being able to wear leggings because it's too disrupting for boys is giving us the idea that we're guilty for what the guys do. Stacy Hasty said, a 7th grader at the school. We just want to be comfortable, were her last words. So, how about instead of teaching girls what not to wear, we teach everyone not to rape? So after learning the importance and the biases of sexual education, let's focus on finding a solution to this modern problem. We will look for a solution local, nationwide, and worldwide to prevent another of our students from becoming a statistic. Locally, how can we do better? Let's start by using a less biased dress code in our schools and start by creating programs that teach sexual education that is medically correct. Instead of telling our students not to have sex, because according to an article by the Newport Academy, teen hormones often create teenage mood and they affect their moods, emotion, and impulses as well as their body. The mood swings that teenagers experience are caused by the fluctuation of estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone of the sex hormones. Teens become more interested in sex, sometimes to the point of obsession, and as the teenage hormone kicks in. So, it's not that the students will stop having sex if we tell them no, but maybe it's time for us to update our birds and the bees talk. Secondly, how can we change it nationwide? Let's adopt the CDC's Rape and Prevention Education Program in our nations. This program prevents sexual violence by reaching students in all 50 states instead of the 27. And third and finally, a way to change the statistics worldwide. It will be by reaching every corner of the world and change the image that we have of girls. Because we are more than just our clothes. We have the world on our fingertips. Let's take control of it and once and for all, use it for good. So today, we talked about the importance of sexual education, the ideas of it, the bias, and how we can prevent it local, nationwide, and worldwide. Because sexual education goes way beyond the birds and the bees.